A pleasant good afternoon. Poor people governor with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I'm responsible for what I say, not what you interpret. Today we have the honor of having the Deputy Mayor of Linden, Dominic Blair. Welcome, sir.
Welcome. Hi, Mr. Governor. I'm
Yes,
so
sir.
delighted to be here today, to speak with the governor, as a deputy to speak with the governor and the poor people governor.
Yes.
And the thing
Ye-
with speaking with the governor, right, is kind of different because I always tell people, you see, when you say it's poor people governor, when we speak for the people, we were actually exposed. Let me try to break this down. Some people, they say they come from the ghetto, but they never experienced it, they never exposed the ghetto. So they don't understand exactly what happens in the ghetto because they never really been exposed to the guns, the crimes. So when people like you and myself speak, because I mean, in a little introduction, I'm a young businessman, from a part of I don't want to say the ghetto, but a part of the valley, Victory Valley, a part of Linden. I born and grew up in that area, and this is considered, one of the less fortunate area, the ghetto area, and I was really exposed. I know, but we know about the latrine, if we should put it that way. And so when we make representation for people, advocate for people, we understand because we live that exact life. Some people, yes, they come from the ghetto, they say they're from the ghetto, they were never exposed. The parents never allowed them to be exposed. They never allowed them to eat salt and rice. Never allowed them to eat brown sugar. But we know exactly, because we know about the crimes. We know about all the guys them on the car. We know who smokes. We've been sitting between them, and it's something we could advocate and we could understand in holistic what's happening for the people. So
I really glad that you mentioned, because sometimes people forget, how the ghetto, when we say ghetto youths and, we from the ghetto, they don't really they have never experienced what we experience as ghetto youths. So I'm happy that you brought some light to that.
yes,
um and you managed to still develop to become deputy mayor of Linden, which
yes,
is quite an achievement. And
yes, yes,
I must congratulate you on the job that you're doing.
yes.
um this morning I saw you and the mayor and some councillors on a cleanup campaign. What inspired that campaign?
I like the question. What happened? Um, the 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 waste management team have not been beheaded, have not been emptying the garbage within the last couple of days because the council right now is in some serious financial issues. We have not gotten finance meeting within for the last 3 or 4 months because we have a clerk reluctant, you hear we speak all the time, but this clerk and his behavior walks out in meeting, a very disrespectful guy. And he was imposing us. If anybody listening, and I must say, I do my humble apology because I didn't say good afternoon to your listening viewers, and I also say good afternoon to you. So the listeners, I must, please forgive me. Good afternoon. So let me right back into it. So we have an issue with the clerk, his behavior, and we've been since day one. We've been saying this guy is not fit for the job. We've been out here because he was imposed, and you see, it's causing the people. But we recognize, we understand what is his agenda. His agenda is to derail and make this council look bad. That's his only sole purpose. So this morning we said, look, listen, we're not gonna wait on the administration. We got up this morning at 5 o'clock and head out there to ensure that the people of Linden, the waste has been properly disposed this morning. Just because of that one individual because of the finance, as I say, if I want to go into the details, let me go into details when I say financial issues. Look, we come into a financial year. No one knows, the income, the expenditure of the council as of today, because finance is very important. The council has 7 standing committees, whether it's environmental, economics, security, and all these. And to list a few, I'm the chairman of the environmental committee. Some council, you see the council of parks. One of the council, he chairs the markets committee. We have Councillor Hamid was out there this morning. He chairs the security committee. So what happened this morning? Those committees combined, because they have a combined this morning to come out to aid the residents of Region 10. And I want to point out again the reason when I say the council is in financial issues, we have financial problems that we need to address. Those same workers, we want to have them have a attractive salary. We need to go to those meetings, those committee meetings, so we can set policies. We talk about policies. Those committee meetings are very important to set policies. And he's derailing every decision of the council. And we are not waiting for him to make us look bad. We took the first step this morning to ensure that, look, we are here to serve the people of Region 10. So we got up this morning at 5 o'clock and we decided to go out there and spearhead that waste disposable initiative this morning, due to the financial implication the council is in right now and the reluctance of the clerk and out to meetings and stuff like that. There's a reason why we had that meeting this morning, that cleanup this morning.
Okay. Is there any way that the council can do anything whatsoever to get the clerk? I know it's a challenge because he's being appointed by the government, and I don't know what action the mayor and yourself are willing to take to ensure that stuff is being done in a timely manner. Because there seems to be a pattern coming from the government. It happens in Georgetown as well, where they hold back funds, and then the council tends to get the blame for garbage in the streets and the kind of stuff, which was a good initiative taken from the mayor's office, I must say, to take it on your own to get the place cleaned up. I saw the mayor out there picking up garbage, throwing it in the truck. I saw yourself and other councils. It's a trying time for you guys in Linden at the council.
Yes, I'm happy that you brought it up. Look, to remove the clerk, there are process and procedure you need to be followed. And persons are asking, when is the right time? When is the right time? We're within a number of conversations with different different advisors in the way forward, because we want to get it right. Because moving the clerk, you have some legal implications, you have a process you need to follow. Therefore, it's not like it's just the road you have. Tomorrow you wake up and you chase the clerk and something. You have to compile the report, which I don't want to say much, which are we're working to compile the report, and we have to submit it. Again, there's no commission. There's no commission. The government is reluctant to have that board put in place. The board was disbanded. And these are things that need to take into consideration. So your persons saying, I'm here in the rhetoric. So, a lot of persons be misrepresenting some of these issues without understanding the process and procedure when you're in administration. Because, and as a youngster from the streets, I always start, what, if I don't want Mr. Governor there, I could just get up and just chase Mr. Governor. But when you're in administration, it's a different process, it's a different way you need to use to think. But that is in the pipeline, because this is in the pipeline. Look, since from day one we've been protesting this issue. We've been in front of the local government commission with placards. So it's not something that we even have. It's not something that we were not advocating for. But the government again is reluctant to even have him warn, issue him a letter of warning, seeing all this is happening to us right now, his behavior. So again, I don't want to give out much, but there's a legal process that we're working on to have him removed.
A question that citizens of Linden may ask or want to know: would this be an ongoing campaign from the mayor office in terms of the cleaning up, or hopefully we get it right with the clerk and it won't have to result in the office of the mayor coming out to do the cleanup themselves?
Well, I want to bring us to our roles and responsibilities as councillors. I want the people to understand. We are policymakers. But given the fact that we're policymakers and we understand, we're multi-talented. Even though we're policymakers, that doesn't mean that we cannot go out and help the people take a citizen initiative. Because we were out there this morning, outside the mayor, outside the deputy mayor, outside there as Lindeners, caring Lindeners. We were out there caring for the community to the extent. We're not so being the mayor or being the deputy mayor, the character of any one of these or councillor. We're policymaker. We make policies. But again, if we don't go to those committee meetings, because he have an attitude that, if you've been following some of our statutory meetings, he's very disrespectful walking out. And so any policy we want to make to benefit the people of this region, we have to go to those committees and put in legality, because this is a legal way to do it. The 28 to 1, you go up. This is how we do representation. We go and we say, the people of constituency 5, they're having an issue with whether it's water. The council, we deliberate through those committees and we put a vote on the decision. But if we don't go to those committees, deliberate and make those decisions, it doesn't come into law. So this morning initiative, I'm saying in a nutshell to people to understand, but we are prepared to work for this town, to serve this town. If it has to come, that list to me, myself, the mayor, councillors as Lindeners, and we ask other Lindeners to join us. If we got to clean up and make this town that we dwell in, Linden, the heart of Guyana. If we have to do it, we prepare to do it. But again, that is not our role, that's not our responsibility. As elected official, we are policy maker. Administration, the council is in two arms: the policy making, the policy side, and the administration side. So a person got to understand, our role is not to get up and take the spade and throw the garbage, but we are Lindeners. We understand outside of title, we are here to serve the people, and we are functioning. That's our responsibility.
Lindeners indeed. Deputy Mayor, conversations with Poor People Governor. Environmental, you said you're the chair of the environmental
committee. Yeah, the chair of the environmental committee.
Talk to us a little about that, and at the same time, we noticed on Facebook there were a ton of corn on the highway.
Okay.
I don't know how the cleanup went and if it's completed and what caused that dumping of the corn on the highway, or accidental, or how it went about.
Look, our brother agents, the RDC, And it's something I've been advocating about. Even if you notice that some of the accidents that happen in the highway, I did made a press statement on what needs to be done about the highway. Not only about the car, about accident and persons who are carrying aggregate, persons who are carrying material, whether it's agriculture material. And we were asking the police, them to look into these and have these these trucks covered. They're properly. Uh, they have the proper wherever tray, wherever they need to carry to take to transport these material. We have a toll point. I could speak to you what happens at our toll point. And luckily, 2 Fridays ago, we even though we're in there to collect, we have the toll point just really looks at revenue. We noticed that person are traversing through the town with excessive stones, and our municipality took a stand that if trucks are overloaded, we will ensure that those trucks are parked with the proper tonnage and then could carry on. But we asked also people like the police, we asked the police and other stakeholder to look into these things because we alone can't do it. The car was not specifically within the township of Linden. If you were following the story, it's not specifically in the town of Linden. But we are concerned because we have citizens that traverse those same areas, and it could cause accidents for the various reasons. So we're asking if the different stakeholder, like the police officer, the police department, could have those trucks stop and detain if they don't have the proper covering, the proper utensils to transport these different materials, aggregate and stuff like that. We're very strict on that. Yeah. But we're working on a detailed policy.
As well as the environmental department that you chair. Mm-hmm. How is that going? Is there cooperation in that department, or the council, the secretary still stymie in the process?
The environmental committee is a very important committee because it deals with the aesthetics, it deals with a number of things, it deals with the health and safety of the environment for the town. I could tell you this as much. We got into council, not to complain. I don't like to complain, but we're there to solve it, put policies in place. Look at the waste management. You'll notice that we just have a new dump truck that we want to help and aid in better waste management collection within the town. Right now, we have not able to curb or to manage residential garbage. Is something we're working on. But right now, you see the area we were cleaning this morning is the central business zone that produces at least 90% of the garbage within the town. So we're focusing right now. We're taking a structured approach, focusing the commercial area, commercial zone, ensure that garbage. And I think we're doing a fairly good job because they got no other town in Linden, no other town in this country that you see garbage. The only issue with our garbage is the picked up time, but we were able to assemble it in one location and have it picked up. Our issue is to have it at a timely manner, and it's something we're working on. If you drive through Linden, the garbage is not all over the place. It used to be in some areas. We used to be some areas, and some of those areas we decide to make it safe space where we put benches. We had some benches installed as Co-op Crescent. If you probably might know, there's a Co-op section. Who are listening, if they know how Linden Co-op Crescent, that area was a dump site. We were able to partner with the community to help. They had an issue in front of the market area. They used to throw garbage. We were able to partner with them and eradicate garbage in those areas. But now we're looking at an environmental committee. So in the coming months, we have a new compactor truck. We have to put it in operation. Putting in operation means that we probably might need human resource to manage this thing, because we don't want the truck we up and running by tomorrow. The truck is down. We want to put a structured approach. So we're going to this. We don't have any other environmental meeting for the year. But hopefully we have an extraordinary meeting deal specifically on the operation of that new compactor truck, because with the new compactor truck, we could pick up more garbage, because right now we use tractors. We got more garbage, with more garbage, and at a faster manner. So what will happen? So in one trip, we could deal with the whole central Mackenzie, and with other trips, we could even move to the other residential area. But those, we have to go to those committee meetings. Like I always tell people, the committee meetings are very important, and there's something we want to advocate for at the committee meetings. When we look at right now, I could tell you at the top that at the environmental committee we have a water problem, which is throughout the country. The most areas we have a problem with portable water. The 20-to-1 speaks to the council and how water is applied to people. We are right now looking. We're supposed to do testing, but at the council level, we do not have the the the, the requisite utensil or things to do testing of water. We're looking if we could source outside, so we could collect the samples and look at external labs to test water, so we could ensure that our citizens have proper water. This is something we're supposed to be doing. We're not doing it right now. And again, administration, because of those meetings, is reluctant to obey council's decisions. Is causing a ripple effects under the community. Just like this morning, garbage have not been picked up within 1 week, because you know what? No finance meeting. Councils like, yo, we cannot be continue signing checks, doing a number of things, and there are no finance. Nobody knows what goes on with finance with this council, because we don't want to what happened in the past, where you find workers had to strike because of insufficient funds. We're not waiting for workers to strike insufficient funds. We want to know what's going on so we can properly manage. So there's two things I give you in the environmental department. We're looking at the waste management for the proper waste management program for the town. We are also looking at water testing because we're a fairly new council. Given that we've been a year, we're a fairly new council. We still have to, we still consulting with people. We still need to work with different. We have the challenges what I'm explaining to you with the clerk being reelected. We don't have a clerk being is anti-council, as if we could put his anti-council. Everything, you recognize that if a minister come, the council utensils is out there to do massive cleanup. But if community, and I hope if persons on this live are listening, if the community asks for to garbage to be picked up on a Tuesday, you can't see the council tractor in. But you could see if the minister or some government official come to Linden for a PR stunt or photo op, the council utensils out there. And this is something I want people to understand, that this is why we say this clerk is not in favor for the people. He's not in favor for the people but he's in favor of people instead of people of this down. But there's some of the things that we're looking at as a council with the environmental committee. So I co-chair markets. I have a number of committee, economics. We're looking at, if I should mention a few about the economics committee, where we just installed the automated payments MMG. So now council, now you can pay your rates and checks through the MMG system. Is something we're able to spearhead as a council, because that is a manifesto promise we were able to complete. It wasn't easy. I would tell people personally, it wasn't easy. We had to back and forth.
Which would bring me to my next question. Dominic Blair, the Deputy Mayor of Linden, conversations with Poor People Governor. Your time in office, I know it's a fairly, you're not there for long, but quite a bit have been done in the short time that you're there. Yourself and team. I recently had the Mayor of Linden here, Mr. Sharma Solomon, and we spoke at length about Linden being the heart of Guyana. That's a concept that resonates with me. I am not a Lindener, like I said, and I have Linden dear to my heart. And I honestly believe that Linden is the heart of Guyana.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? And
Oh, I'm amazed. I sure the mayor he spoke about even the way we are located on the map, how strategically as the heart, where the heart is located. Linden, the heart of Guyana, look, which part of Guyana you could get cheap electricity? Which part of Guyana you could get cheap water? It's a number of things when it comes to if you want box bauxite capping, if you want to build those same aggregates, to build those roads, if you want even someone to enter, because we border, it's only 2 regions, we border every region except the 2 or 3 regions. This is why we strategically hard to be, and I'm happy to be a Linden now. I'm gonna share this story with so I have a friend, because I travel. So I got a friend looking to buy a real estate in Guyana, and he was telling me, I'm trying to buy. I looked to buy a house in Region 4, the capital city. So I was able to them. I was saying, not to brag or to boast. I said, why not buy a house in Linden? The land size is far bigger. I said, cheap water. In any country, water, electricity to maintain the price. The price. I mean, now I'm seeing a ridiculous price. Hopefully that the coalition goes back into government, and it will go back into government, and you see land at a cheaper cost for residents. So I was explaining to him why Linden is the best place and suitable place for you to have for you to look for real estate, because I believe certain parts of this country is congested. It's congested. We have a vast lands. We have not been occupied these lands as of now. So if you notice that right now, we're under attack right now. I want to see, with the migrant issue, we were closely monitoring. We got areas, pockets of Venezuelans in different areas. Them occupying land is something we carefully manage and look what's going on. But I was able to convince that person that why to come to Linden. Back to my point, why to come to Linden? Cheap water, cheap electricity, accessibility to different regions. Linden is the place to be when you need to. In certain region, if you need sand to build your house, is ridiculously some ridiculous price for some of those same materials to build house. Linden is the place. Linden is the place. And the person went ahead and did. And I think 2 days ago they called me. I never regret buying it. They were able to open because they built a mini. They just did a mini Airbnb inside the yard, because they have finished building the official thing where they want. They built it in a short space of time, and they were so glad that they chose Linden, because the way they were looking at to do something like this in Georgetown, where Georgetown is below sea level, and who knows what's going to happen in the future, because with this, we have not looked at mining this with this new wealth we have. We have not looked at certain considerations, certain things. How you see what's happening in Georgetown, the flooding situation. The government is reluctant to even deal with that issue holistically as a government, and this is why it's important that Linden, a place like these here, becomes. I think Linden should be the new capital of Guyana. This is how confident I am when it comes to Linden, the heart of Guyana.
Linden, the heart of Guyana. What are some of your achievement in a short space of time, and some of your goals in office, some of your campaign promises as deputy mayor? What would you like to see for the citizens of Linden while you're in office? Well, and I know there's some that you already completed. And
yes,
talk to us. Let us get an understanding of what is happening in Linden.
I'm happy you brought it up. Linden, look, when I took up this responsibility, I want Linden to be the next city. Like I mentioned earlier, some of the things that I want to see, some of the things I want to see happen. I want Linden to be independent. I think Linden should be. Linden should be a country by itself, independent, have its own president, its own mayor. But there's something, might probably happen in the future. But something at the local level I would want to see in Linden. I would want to see this town, the beautification. I would like to see Linden be the next. Is already heading to there, because the president mentioned Linden, a tourism hub. I would like to see Linden become the next tourist attraction for this entire country. From traveling, I've noticed the potential of Linden in so much ways. And some of the things we've been advocating for is a beautification program for Linden. And in that program have different projects where you would see lighting within certain communities. We want to see advocate for better roads. We don't know the roads we're building right now, so we've been substandard. Roads with drains is something we've been advocating for. Roads building with drain. We still fighting because they're doing roads now, but they're not installing drain, and it's causing a fiasco, I should say, and it's causing a great disturbance in the community, even though that, we welcome the road, we welcome some of the development, but it must be done in a proper manner. But some of the things that we want to see is even I was talking about the water. We want to see clean and portable water for every house and every household in Linden. We want to see some of these areas to expand. About some of the holdbacks when I got into council, is something we're pushing to. We need to reevaluate some of those houses within the town, because the town is still running on a 1900s tax mark, and some people are paying rates of tax as low as $5, $25, and that's $500 a year, and it's ridiculous. It's something we need to push, because in any development you have to get money's one of the most finance is one of the most critical things. We want to push for bigger subvention for Linden. We want to ensure that those workers at the council, because we got in there, it was a crisis, I must say, when it comes to NIS. But it's something we're pushing right now to ensure that those workers, those staff, they're properly compensated, they're being properly paid. We want to ensure we raise their salary at way above minimum wage, not just to be way above minimum wage. It's something we want to see for them when it comes to the staff. But throughout the town, we want to see the town live up to that name, Linden the Heart of Guyana. We were able to move the council system, as I just mentioned earlier, into automated payment. Sooner or later, you would find that things like other service beyond it to be automated, just like in those countries, those first world countries. So if you want to pay rates, if you want to pay as simple as you want to pay your toll, you're coming through the Linden, you don't have to go to the council. You got something like a pattern, like an easy pass system, where right there your money goes into your counter right there on the spot. You could use the automatic service and pay your toll. Instead, you know what? I don't have money. There's something we could push. We want to see when you turn Linden, so it's like when you come in, you must be, the aesthetics of this town must be one of none other than any other place in this country, because we have the space, we have the infrastructure, but we're working to having it to be that place, so you have that experience come to Linden. The hospitality region, we're looking at the different hospitality area, because we're dealing with the community within different aspects. With the hospitality, we want to see more hotels. We're engaged with different stakeholders, different business people, different investors to come to Linden, so we can find Linden having a lot of job creation. See some factories. We engage with 2 other factories. I don't want to say until it comes on board. So the 2 factories come in, so we can see that's a tongue, because as a tongue, we could, this is something we could do. So we see jobs happening for Lindeners within this tongue, because we recognize this government has been marginalizing this community. Don't worry with what you see happening now. I call it all election gimmicks. This just because elections next year. There's some things we hear about the contracts and all these things. We've been fighting for this from since day one. It's just because election decide to. Who knows when these persons gonna get a title? I know persons since last year they got the title up to now. The title is very important to people. So all these election gimmicks. The people of this town are dissatisfied with this present administration for a number of reasons. I want to put that out there. So everything you see, we are the person that fighting for this town. Some of the things them you would want to see, we are partner with some of our main. We just met with the U.S. ambassador. I must say, a really nice woman. We had a very meaningful conversation with her concerned. She recognized the struggle that this region. Not to say much, but I could say a bit about it. She's very dissatisfied with what's happening within this region, within this community, and she understands the challenges we're facing, and we are planning to have our back some at the time to even discuss further things then. But it we were there representing this town, and it's registered that was happening with evidence, with everything, every single thing was happening in this town.
Deputy Mayor of Linden, it's a shame that the biggest town, the beautiful town, and I don't know. You talk at length about infrastructure and what you like to see. What are some of the challenges facing the community when it comes to infrastructure? How can we assure citizens that the infrastructure? Because I notice a lot of life from the mayor in terms of the road is being done with faulty materials, not being done good, drainage are not taken care of, and that kind of stuff. How can you reassure the citizens that all of the stuff that you want to get done would be done in a
I
manner?
I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy you brought it up. I'm happy you brought it up. Firstly, I want the people to understand the power lies within the people. Our strength lies with the people. As mayor, as councillor, our power lies within the people. We're always advocating for roads, example, roads to be built with drainage. We need to come out. We need to come out. No wait on the mayor or the deputy or the council or the regional chairman. I always advocate for people within the community. So if you see any faulty road, any faulty works done, report it. We have an open door policy. Let us fight this battle together, not in solo, together. Meaning, if tomorrow we hear Kevin Road, we recognize that the road through Kevin lives has an issue. What we need to do is come together and go there and stop that work. Stop that work. Ensure it does properly. We are prepared. We are prepared we are prepared to support the people, because look at this. I want to take who's listening, who from Linden listening, take take this back a little. They had a road that was being built called IC Road. IC Road. This road was built with substandard. It was not built. Had not been built with proper. It was not being built with the proper infrastructure, proper material. The people highlighted to us, and we went out together with the people. I remember the police tried to take advantage of those people, but our mere presence, they don't understand. We each other keeper. Our mere presence, it had different approach. They were able to get 85 of what they asked for. The other 15 was promised. We never got the other 15. The other 15 was promised. We never got the other 15. But we're still advocating. But I want to use it as a perfect example when you come to infrastructure. What are the steps could be taken? We first need to highlight that we need to come together as people, as leaders, and go out and stop those work. So if I recognize that, I want person to understand. So if you recognize that, hey, my road is not properly done, it's not just call the deputy mayor. Because we can always think, we can always highlight the problem. We can always say, yes, the government should do it. But we have to take approach. We together have to take approach. Not I have to take approach. We together have to take approach. And I want students to understand that our power lies within you that selected or elected us to represent your interests. Because it's something called representative democracy. Why a councillor was chosen, I asked them why a councillor was chosen. In a community, all 5,000 people can't go to the council. They elect one person to go in there advocate. There's only one person speaking, but that person relayed the message. Just like in the national level, all of us can't fit into parliament. We select a person to go in, We have a regional representative who's the MP that goes and represents our interests at Parliament. He has to consult with us and goes to Parliament. And this is how this is how the chain of it. So it's not I's alone supposed to go out. We supposed to go together. So in any essence, if we want to see real changes when it comes to bad infrastructure work, we cannot sit back anymore. And this is something I'm driving as a young politician, something called Drive Train Start Young. You have to innovate, advocate, and participate to get what's done. You have a bunch of young people that we're working on that mission, that approach to advocate for different reasons. And I want us to understand what it means to innovate, advocate, and participate. Innovate, some of us don't have the strength to be out there. But we could use innovative ways. We could use our use our Facebook platform. We could use our social media platform. We could use our cell phone. We could use our cell phone. That's you see what Melly Mel is doing, and it could become effective. So you use innovative ways, which is using your cell phone, and you must be able to participate for that change that you want to see. So you have to innovate, advocate, and participate. Participate is by putting out your little note. Whether some people innovate could be now on cell phone, social media. Innovate that, you know what? I could come out now. I'm not good in public speaking. I'm not the person like poor people governor that come out and could talk on a talk show. But you know what I could do? I could just come out and I could write what I have to say on a placard. And if it's a one-man protest, I could do that. If I don't have the courage to do that, I could use other innovative ways. What I could do, I could sponsor a few people within the community to advocate for. Let us, you know what? Let us come out today and do a community work. But first of all, we have to innovate, advocate, and we have to participate. And I'm strongly when I mean participate, we can't leave it alone on we just can't just give out ideas and talk about the issues. We have to be a part of the issue and participate in advocating for the change we want to see. So we can't just want to see this road be done and sit down home and say, you know what? I want this beer nonsense them banner doing out there. I mean, no. You have to participate. You have to participate in some way. Find some innovative ways. Innovation means any kind. Find some creative ways. If it's just putting a sign on your doors and say on your fence saying this is dissatisfied. This is unacceptable. Just a little statement on your this is your way. This is your way of advocating for what you want to see happen. But we can't sit down, keep our mouth shut, and wait on one person or do one individual. We have to collectively do it. And as I always say, we united, we stand divided, we can fall. United, we can move mounted. I remember I could very remember 2012. What happened when we came together as a community. And I like to brag and boast about our founder leader. Lyndon is the cradle of every revolution. Because Lyndon was named after Lyndon Forbes Sampson Burnham. And as always, I like to brag and boast about it. But Lyndon is the cradle to any revolution. And Lyndon knows who's listening to understand the power lies within us. And we have to participate if we want to see change. We can't sit down and let it alone on your leaders. We have to be there to participate in the process if we want to see change. We want to see. Today they were issuing contracts. You know why? We were there advocating. The chairman was there at every meeting, every corner, saying to them, we want to see the process being fair. It should not be politically motivated. Because the last few years, contract went to friends, family, and favorite. After that meeting with the US ambassador, I don't want to disclose, but they know exactly what is happening. They don't really care. This is our election gimmicks. They do not care about you. They have not addressed the high cost of living within this community at large, to this country at large. It's not being addressed. This is a looking for it culture we see happening right now. They don't really care. You see how the allocation is, it look the timely manner when and how it's happening. I want person to understand. I hope sorry, me, I'm doing a lot of talking, I get passionate when I
That
talk about
that is what you're here
these things.
for. That is what you're here for. Letting the people know exactly what is going on and how the council is dealing with it on their behalf. The Deputy Mayor of Linden, Dominic Blair.
Yeah.
Mr. Blair, economic development and job creation. I know you just spoke about the contracts that is given out to Lindeners and how you guys advocated for that through the Darren Wade, not Darren Wade,
Now Adams, Mr.
Darren
Adams,
Adams,
the mayor
and
also went there too.
so forth. So, what about the job creation for Lindeners and the economic development?
Well, we recognize the government is the council. We recognize the government as, you know, again, I've been reluctant. Linden's been marginalized. It's evident Linden's been marginalized. Um, I urge anyone to name one development project the government has done for Region 10. Let's not talk about the synthetic track that was conceptualized by the coalition. Let us not talk about the Bamia school. I don't know when it's going to finish. They said it's finished, but I think, I mean, my only issue is that, you know, the project had a lot of number of issues, and it's very embarrassing to see with what they right now. I hear MP best talk about it because she's the shadow minister. She's the shadow minister behind youth sports and culture. Not one sports facility is up in this community where our kids could play. I grew up knowing about sports club. Sports club is somewhere dear to me. Right now, schools, they said, you know, sports club is under construction. Beautiful. Every day they're doing a lighting test. Every day they're doing a lighting test. Every day they're doing a lighting test. They have no development have done. But we as a council has taken an initiative. We are meeting with different stakeholders, and I come to the point I want to make. We're meeting with different stakeholders to bring investment in this town. So sooner or later, you would see jobs, real jobs happening for people of Region 10 instead of this looking fit culture. Instead, you know what they got an old saying: instead of give me fish, teach me how to fish. We have different programs that we're working. You know, we're working with different programs. We're trying to educate some of our thing. We have different programs we've been running. We have some training session we've been doing. You know, because outside of the deputy mayor, you know, I'm a party representative, and our parties running different programs. Some to enhance some of the even the young people within the community. We have certain programs. So if young people want to learn how to sew, they want to learn different trade, they should reach out because we did different programs so we could fit into the vast development that's happening, because you recognize what's happening. We have this aisle sectors happening. The government has not put the subsidy or no program to ensure that young people be a part of what's happening. You know, we need electricians. We need electrician. We also be engaging the technical institute because we want to have an internship program. We're working on that, have an internship program so young people could, you know, they could develop a skill and a number of other things then. But this is something we advocated for job creation. We're talking different investors because this is something we could do as a council. We could bring in investment. We could go out and meet with different investment so we could have those same job creation we were talking about. Even training programs, like I also mentioned, training program to alleviate some of the challenges that our citizens are facing.
Deputy Mayor of Linden, Dominic Blair. Conversations with Poor People Governor. What are you doing, or what are your council doing to ensure the citizens of Linden voices are heard on a local governance level? I know that Linden has a complex way of getting the message out with this one TV station, which belongs to the government, mind you. And I know you're here on this program now to, you know, let persons know. What else are you doing to ensure that Lindeners, their voices are being heard at a local governance level?
You know, Governor, I'm happy you talk about that. When we got elected, we promised right, strong, and proper representation in the line of good governance. What is good governance? Consulting with the people. We host a number of community meetings. We don't just go out there and make decisions. And I want person to understand, we don't just get up tomorrow morning. We go into communities and we hear those people concerns. This is how we advocate for what's happening within the community. We don't just, so you heard about, let me give you one example. And I want to really speak about this rhetoric about Nikadak Road. You heard the mayor just highlight. It was not until we had a community meeting with a number of residents, it was highlighted to us how hazardous it is for that to put a new road there. And a council of ours talk about the initiative to do this testing because he's the environmental officer for the bauxite company, and test the different materials that they're putting on that road. And we had to object it. Luckily, they promised us that the road is going to be asphalt. I heard it's not, but they promised to wet it. But I want to key to the point I'm trying to make is that in our approach to have our voices be heard, we meet within those communities, and those communities talk to us. We don't operate in isolation. We believe in consult. Like now, you see what this administration does. You hear minister comes to this town, they don't even notify the chairman, the mayor, through the vice of a letter. They don't consult the people when they're doing projects. This is why you have these fiasco. We welcome development, but we ask it to be done in a right manner. Now, if you engage persons engage them in consult with the people, because only if you have a different agenda. Because I always see myself as here to serve. I'm here to serve. I'm not here to be served. So if I have to make a decision, I say hold a while, and I want to understand. I say hold a while, and even the other, and it's something we do as a council, because we have council represent different area. We don't just get up tomorrow morning and decide that, you know what, that constituency 5 gotta get lights, not constituency 1. We go to that councillor. That council meet within this community and say, here was the issue. We got some lights, we got the communities. Because other person, they traverse other constituency, and they understand that, so we come together and we iron the problem out. And then this is how we make that representation for it to happen within different communities, different challenges. This is how we get our message, get a message out back to the public. So everything you hear us talk publicly is from the people, because we have those people. The consult come from the people. When you talk about like what happened, we just had a recent flood situation where the government did bad and very embarrassed. I mean, Linden again. I mean, I don't like to use it as a measuring stick, but Linden again. I could imagine you spend $250,000 US on a show, because you see all these shows be branded. You see all these shows be branded. We had 14 houses rooftop being blown off, and they got about 2 or 4 or 6 8 zinc sheet, instead of giving each household $1 million to get the livelihood back up in order. To lose every single thing.
I was told the school rooftop was blown off as well, and the council had to do some repairs to that school. I can't remember, it's a nursery school.
I'm not a favorite in Linden, Region 10.
Yeah.
That probably been under the rug. I have to get the information. I didn't want to bypass me. I didn't know. But we visit those families within those alleys that were being affected. And we know that we know how we ask for them. We don't want the money come to us. We're saying this to them, each one of these households should have $1 million. Just a start. 40 million won't kill you. You spend $250,000. You send millions to Haiti when Haiti had the flood. Why you can't do it for the people of this country? You know why? Because they're from Region 10. That is what happened. Because they're from Region 10. And there's a reason why I always say that we've been marginalized. They need to do better. They need to do better. But on conveying our message, we believe in good governance, and we believe in good governance. We believe in consulting with the people, even though they're reluctant to have us to use the television station, different media stream within the community. We meet, we keep our bottom-house meetings. We sit, we go into every community. We're not scared to face the people. We're not scared to face the people, because the people put us there.
Deputy Mayor of Linden, we have about 5 minutes. The hour went by so fast. I need you to change gears a bit for my last question. From being the deputy mayor to being the young politician from the ghetto. And this has to do with the high cost of living and the 100,000 cash grant, and your perspective as a young politician and how it affects your community, the high cost of living, and what are your perspective of that?
Look, like I wanted to go again. I wanted to start out saying, look, again, people are dissatisfied with the young politician. My party has a people-centered approach, but people are dissatisfied for a number of reasons. I'm gonna start off. Substantive work has been done right through this community. Teachers have not got a meaningful compensation as yet. As you mentioned, the cost of living is rampant. You talk about the level of corruption within this administration. It's evident that one man get over 500 million. I don't know how, I'm not getting into details. We talk the corruption. We talk about the extrajudiciary killings happen on this administration. People are not fooled by what's not happening. This $100,000 now brings me to the point with the $100,000. This is to take us away from the poor governance by this administration. Look, one time they said they're giving this amount of money a household, and then the next time they change. I don't know if this one is final. I saw the government put out something yesterday on the criteria to help me, God. We had an atrocious 2020 election campaign. All this scrutiny for this $100,000. Why we get all this thing for elections? They want photo ID. They want to be present at this. And if you see the list of the criteria, it's very embarrassing. My only thing about the $100,000, it's still not nearly addressed the core of the problem. Like I bring you back to the point I said earlier. Not only it's okay to give me fish, but if you teach me how to fish, it would be better. That 100,000 come with high stipulations. Cost of living on the rampant. You're gonna see what's happening. They could find so much money to give out, but you can't give up. It's to derail us. It's the one guy needs to understand. It's to derail us from what is not done. We accept it, but we believe that they should be bored. I know my party is prepared to give $1 million because we understand what's happening. We understand the frustration. We understand what's happening because we believe in people over politics. We're not here for optics. We're here for the sort of the people. All you see what happened right now is a charade. Is an election charade, election gimmick. We call it happening right now. Is that not addressed the issue within my community? Has not addressed the issue. Jobs within this town has not been addressed. So when you look at now, I'm getting this $100,000, right? What could do? 100,000 can't start. What kind of business $100,000 could start? We be honest with this crisis this country's in right now. What kind of business this 100,000? I mean, people understand. You gotta get people something tangible. You gotta get people things tangible. It's really have done nothing for Guyanese to Linden to be extended. My community, and you rightfully mentioned, job creation is an issue within this community.
Job creation is an issue throughout Guyana.
Exactly.
The Deputy Mayor of Linden, Conversations with Poor People Governor. I would like to give you the last word, sir, so that we can pull the curtains down.
Uh, um, Poor Governor, it was I'm delighted to be here today to have this conversation with somebody who from, I know I like a start of somebody who is from the streets, who understand the struggles, who understand what's really happening, understand who's a part of the resistance, to understand. I mean, I must commend you for the work you've been doing. I mean, highlighting some of the issues, educating Guyanese, talking nothing but the truth, but the whole truth. I must commend you. I must commend you. Um, I'm here still fighting because I believe, I mean, I could have choose to be anywhere, but I decided to stay and fight for young people because I believe that what's happening right now, I'm not okay with it. I decided to get into the fight because I'm dissatisfied. I'm dissatisfied with, I would tell anybody, I'm not outside the title. I'm a functioning deputy mayor because some people get title and they do not function, meaning that some people get a title of a pastor, but they never preach. Outside the title, I'm a functioning deputy mayor. I go to council, I represent the people, and I advocate for the people. And I would always do that. I would use the Constitution, use the 28 to 1 to advocate for these people to represent their interests. Would always represent this in their interests. I talk about Article 13 when I was talking about I was trying to talk in layman terms. Article 13 in the Constitution, the People's Right, the People's Act. And this is something this is why you need to consult. Now how the governments operate. They breach of the Constitution. They do it daily, every single day. Breach of the moral rights of the Guyanese. And this is something I always been I'm against. That's why I decided to jump in the fight, just like you, and join the resistance and ensure that the people have right, strong, proper representation. And to the listening viewer, may Almighty God bless each one of you that listening that is on this program today. And I definitely be here soon because I have so much thing I want to discuss for the young people to exactly young. I want to talk to young people because I am a young person myself. I want to talk that youthful language so young people could understand, not to be carried away. Nothing is really happening for us. The burden lies on our shoulders with the high loan. Guyana is getting $2 billion a day. $2 billion a day. Any of us is any of us feeling that we having $2 billion a day? Guyana is still 30 to 40% under poverty. This is the IMF. Check the report. I want to talk to young people, so I'm hopefully I got a chance again sometime in the near future to come and speak specifically to young people.
I would be delighted, and we need to put a team together so that we can, advocate for the youths and take in the leaders, people-centered development strategy under scrutiny, and letting the young people know what is in store for them or what is there for them. Here is where we take our leave. It was nice being with you. Have a peaceful and a wonderful day. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry. Thanks.